Hello all. Today I am going to do IELTS speaking practice from Cambridge Book 10, Test 1. In part 1, first type of questions are from the example weekends. First question is, how do you usually spend your weekends and why? My answer here would be, well, that depends. There are weekends when I prefer to go out with my friends. We would hit McDonald's to grab a burger along with a Coke and then talk our hearts out. And yes, there are some weekends when I would go for a nice dinner with my family, and that too in an exotic restaurant. So, that's my way to utilize free time after a long weekend. Second question is, which is your favorite part of the weekend and why? My answer here would be, without a second thought, I can easily say that Saturday night is the part that I enjoy the most. Reason is simple. This day allows me to have a quality time with my friends, and that too without any stress to wake up early next morning. Maybe that's the only reason I try to make the maximum out of it. Third question is, do you think your weekends are long enough? Why and why not? My answer would be, no way. How can weekends be long enough? Just 2 days can never be sufficient. I think there should be at least one more day, as it is in the case of Netherlands. This extra day will make sure that we are able to cover up all our pending assignments in time. Fourth question for part 1 is, how important do you think it is to have free time at the weekends? Why? My answer here would be, certainly, it is quite crucial to have a break of at least 2 days after a long and tedious week. This will definitely make sure that we not only refresh ourselves for the next week, but it also provides us an opportunity to enjoy our social life with our friends and family. On top of that, this is also the best time to take care of our pending household chores. So, part 1 is over. Now we will go to the part 2. That's a cue card. The cue card here is, describe someone you know who does something well. So my answer here would be, to be honest, I have come across a lot of people in my life who are quite impressive in one skill or the other. To choose one among them is a tough task. And here I would like to take the name of my friend and also my colleague, Yuri Shergill. If I talk about his job, he works as a sales manager in my company. Though his job is to give sales presentations, he's really gifted with a melodious voice. He can sing all sorts of songs, all types of songs with an ease, and that too without any formal training of music. It's amazing, isn't it? I still remember. It all started when a customer commented on him that you have got a sweet voice and you should hone this skill, you should sharpen this skill. And then he started practicing different songs, and within a short span of time, he was able to do justice to most of them. Now, all the functions of my company have a song of him for sure. Rather, he is also singing in many other music concerts in my town, and I'm sure he's really loving this popularity. Recently, he has started a music channel on YouTube. Despite a slow response in beginning, we are quite certain that the channel will soon become popular. I have asked him to go for the professional training in this field, and I hope he will consider this option sooner than later. It is no doubt tough for him to manage out time for this hobby, but looking at his growth, anyone would agree that he has done a commendable job. It's his passion for music which helped him to master this tough skill to such a large extent. And I'm sure soon he will be a great music star. So that's the end of Q card. Now we will move to the part 3. Part 3 is discussion topics, and the first type of questions are from skills and abilities. First question is, what skills and abilities do people most want to have today and why? My answer here would be, I firmly believe that to express yourself comfortably among people is quite critical nowadays. No wonder people with great communication skills are in high demand, and those who lack this ability desperately desire to acquire this as soon as possible. So, I can safely assume that communication skill is the most sought after skill in today's date. Second question is, which skills should children learn at school? My answer here would be, I believe that there are a large number of skills for which children totally, totally depend on schools. First of all, they generally taste the technicality of mathematics at their school. And then, for any language, writing and reading skills are taught and enhanced in classrooms. So, these are the few prominent ones among the long list of skills which are learnt at school. So, the second part of this question, are there any skills which they should learn at home? What are they? My answer here would be, talking about home, children learn a lot of skills only at home. To name a few, cooking, gardening, and also how to ride a bicycle. And yes, home is the first place where a child learns to speak and understand his or her mother tongue. Now, the third question is, which skills do you think will be important in the future and why? My answer here would be, looking at the current scenario, it is quite clear that workload and stress on workplaces will increase manifold. This in turn will make life really tough for people who can't manage their time. Obviously, time management would be the highest priority and a skill everybody would love to learn in order to stay ahead in his or her field. Now we will go to the second part of discussion topics. It is salaries for skilled people. Here the first question is, which kinds of jobs have the highest salaries in your country and why is this? Okay, my answer would be like every country in the world, people who are doing brilliant, who are doing excellent in the field of sports or show business draw big fat salaries. Many factors are there to be blamed for these huge earnings. On top is the rigorous training they have to go through, and with the great sacrifices they make in their personal life. Moreover, a cutthroat competition always makes sure that this earning span is not for a long time. Okay, next question is, are there any other jobs that you think should have high salaries and why do you think that? Okay, my answer here would be yes, of course. There is one particular job for which I think there should be a high salary. That's the job of scientific researchers. I believe that money would definitely draw a lot of new talents in this field, and which in turn would lead to great many discoveries in the field of science. For example, a scientist who invests or who invents a cure for a deadly disease is way more useful for us, for our society, as compared to a film artist or a film star or a sportsman. Third question is, some people say it would be better for society if everyone got the same salary. What do you think about that and why? My answer here would be, on the face of it, this may seem a wonderful idea that everyone gets the equal pay. However, if you just ponder on it for a while, you will get the understanding how weird, how strange, how unpractical this thinking is. Can you ever justify that a typist gets the same amount of money as a brain surgeon? I'm sure this is something that is never going to happen. Okay, thank you, friends.